What's up? Welcome, champions. My name is Dylan, and I'm coming to you live from the dark home office corner of my home in beautiful Victoria, BC, Canada.
My name is Margaret, and I'm coming to you live from my home in beautiful Victoria, BC, Canada.
And my name is Shawn, and I'm coming to you live from the streaming closet at Code 8 Entertainment Streaming Studio in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia.
Shout out to our moderator and co-producer, who I think is Jay right now, but might be Sasha, because I honestly forgot to check. But shout out to our mod team for being awesome, as well as our executive producer Erica for helping us keep the show going, and huge thanks to D&D for hosting us on the official D&D Twitch. It is and will always be an honor to be here. It has been 149 episodes of just this show, and dozens more of our other shows. So I think it's about time we came up with an actual name for the official Idle Champions live stream. Shawn, what is it?
Isn't that just what it's called? The official Idle Champions?
It's the OG Idle Champions live stream.
The OG Idle Champions.
Yeah, OG.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not working.
It's not working?
Yeah. OG.
The OG Idle Champions live stream.
Yeah.
OGIC, right?
OGIC.
Oh,
that's
no.
not
Hashtag OGIC.
There you go.
No, that's not better.
It's hashtag OGIC, hashtag blessed, right?
Yeah.
Always.
Don't make me. I can mute you.
Oh, no.
Anyways, as you can tell, I am joined today by our other hosts, and yeah, it's just kind of, it's one of those days. We wanted to have some sort of celebratory milestone episode with the 150th episode, and we thought naming that show would be a good use of our time this afternoon, and we are here. The Margaret and Friends Power Hour. I don't know about that one. The Three Amigos. That was a good movie.
Yeah. Idle Chatter, wasn't that like a Garwar stream for a while?
Yeah, I don't want to steal one of Garwar's stream names. That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, I feel like we were spitballing names like a while ago, but I don't remember where that was in our long stream chat.
None of them stuck.
Yeah.
Weird.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of our American players, and thank you for tuning in on your holiday.
Turkey.
Yeah, I hope you are safe, because the idea of a family gathering right now is just mortifying to me. But you do what you do, and hopefully everybody's okay. Be as safe as you can. It's funny because usually when because this is actually not the first time, because I mean, first of all, the show's on Thursdays, so we always broadcast on American Thanksgiving, but I usually forget about it until right when it starts, and I'm like, that's why we have half as many viewers today.
Everyone's prepping their turkeys.
Yeah. Is there a turkey filter actually for the alternate choose virtual background? There's got to be. I'm looking. I don't see one. No, doesn't look like it. Unicorns, pigs,
there's not even
aliens.
Like in the filter. Yeah, the filter one. Yeah.
Yeah. No, darn, missed opportunity. Way to go, Zoom.
The only benefit here is I can just put my chef hat back on. But
yeah,
that's fair. Yeah. I like how everyone's assuming that you guys are copying me with the cool sunglasses, when really it's just I couldn't get the sunglasses thing to work, so I just grabbed my real ones. Yeah.
It is what it is. So because Extra Life got postponed very last minute last week, a number of things did not happen. None of our shows happened. Obviously there's only really one show that a lot of our players were really looking forward to, I think. But it occurs to me that we can, if we want to. No, if I had some way to start a virtual karaoke thing right now, I would have. I don't.
Just walk out of here.
You're just like, just leave.
That would mean I'd win by default, Shawn.
I'll take it. I'll take the. I ain't getting paid for it.
Yeah. Can you guys?
Aren't we though?
Oh, you mean technically, yeah.
Can you two share with the audience what some of the songs you were planning on doing were?
Man. The crowd favorite would have been "This Is the Song That Never Ends."
Oh God, you're gonna do that?
I was gonna do Aqua's Barbie Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I think we were gonna duet that one, were we?
Yep.
Yeah. How'd that list go? Hold on.
Bohemian Rhapsody was another duet we were thinking of doing.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, like when we made our lists too, like the two lists were so drastically different.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
It was different. It was fine. It was fine.
Oh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, that was a you. That was a you.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Okay, here it is, and I'm gonna post it to you, Sean.
Oh, I found it.
Okay, you found it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was our list we were gonna do, and then it was like an hour worth, right? So we'd probably get like,
Oh, we wouldn't do all of it. It's like.
Oh yeah, totally.
No.
Like 9, like 10 songs, right? So.
I was looking forward to some Radio Gaga.
Mm-hmm. You know, Radio Gaga is one of those songs that I don't like the recorded version, but the live version sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your dog, Dylan.
Oh, they keep
curious.
Oh,
Yeah.
this.
Like good boy.
Good girl.
Oh, good girl.
Oh.
This was Zoe, 135-pound Rottweiler Shepherd that has been gone for actually quite a while now.
Oh.
But she was a real character and just enormous. The stoutness and size of a Rottweiler coupled with the long legs, long nose, and long tail of a shepherd. And so she could very, very easily, on people up to like 6'2", 6'3", just pop up and put her paws on their shoulders and lick their face.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She was a big girl. But big dogs don't seem to last as long as little dogs, so I think she lived to be like 11, maybe 11 or 12.
Well, little dogs are driven by like pure hatred, right? So.
Yeah. And she all the bad things about both Rottweilers and Shepherds she had, so she just we eventually put her down. But she was a very good dog up until and also scared of every other dog, no matter their size, even the tiny one. Just like they just freaked her out, which is hilarious because like she scared people a lot. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, not a long-lasting dog. Yeah. So song list. You linked it in chat, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's up a little bit. Yeah.
Or
Let's see.
here, I can link it in our channel.
Don't Fear the Reaper. A Whole New World, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was mine. Yeah.
Oh man.
I feel like if I didn't pick some Disney, Nevada would have gotten maybe a little upset. So.
Yeah. That's fair.
Gold Dust Woman. Hey, that's a good one.
That's me.
Yep.
Got to get some Fleetwood Mac in there.
What's with all the Panic at the Disco?
Oh, that one would have been me.
And the Florence and the Machine seems ambitious.
Oh, that one was Margaret.
That was me.
Wow.
No Light would have been difficult. Dog Days Are Over would have been easier, but yeah.
Huh.
Wait, did you put on the Book of Mormon one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I was looking through it and I was like, I don't remember which ones they are. I didn't see they did Hello. That one was so good.
It's fantastic.
I know you guys are
huge
nerds because Seasons of Love from Rent is on there.
Yep.
Margaret.
Are you calling me a huge nerd?
Yeah, well, it reminds me that, like, I don't know if either of you ever watched Carpool Karaoke, but there's the episode where they do Broadway karaoke, and so it's like Lin-Manuel Miranda and got a couple other people in the car with them, and Jane Krasinski, and I forget the name of the other one who's an actual, like, award-winning Broadway singer, but as soon as they started playing Seasons of Love and the piano was like, dloom, dloom, they're like, "Aw," like all of them as a group. I was just like, oh, jeez. But it was cute. Also depressing. God, that musical's depressing.
Yep.
I don't think I've seen Rent.
What?
No. Yeah. To be fair, I don't really like musicals all that much.
Shame.
What?
Yeah, what?
Shame.
Yeah.
When we went to New York like a couple years ago now, we saw a couple musicals, but they were like we saw Avenue Q and Book of Mormon. I feel like there might have been
Good
one
choices.
more, but
Yeah.
those two I really enjoyed. I feel like other ones might be kind of like, eh.
I feel like Broadway musicals are only a matter of finding the one that resonates with you, because like they are as diverse as music. I saw the Phantom of the Opera when I was like 10 or 11, and my little brain exploded at how epic it was.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hamilton was phenomenal. I would love to see that live at some point in my life.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we were fishing for those like the what are they called? Like the lottery ticket ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're like you pay like $10 for a ticket rather than $500 for nosebleeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been the only way to go see it, right? Because
yeah.
there are too many industry insiders. Like I have a few friends in the theater community who have seen Hamilton live in New York, but like they're part of the theater unions, and they have friends of friends that are just like, I need to go see this. I'm going to be in New York for this production. They're like, okay, we'll make sure that you get tickets, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Hadestown. Have you guys seen Hadestown?
Hadestown? I don't know that one.
Hadestown, yeah. It's it's another musical, but it's based off of the Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice.
Eurydice.
Eurydice, yeah.
Eurydice, yeah.
Eurydice, yeah.
Yeah.
Eurydice.
Yeah. So Eurydice is in the Hades game.
Yeah.
And like when you come across her, she's just singing away in like her little kitchen.
Yeah.
And but like you're like,
Yeah.
it's like a sort of interlude in the game. You're like, wow, this music is strikingly beautiful for this moment. Whereas Orpheus refuses to sing in it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lost it.
Yeah.
Didn't he say he lost his muse? The big thing about that.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's annoyed at him because he turned around.
Follow the directions.
Yeah.
Don't turn around. You had one thing.
You had one thing to do. And right at the very end, you messed it up. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, Greek myth.
Apparently, Hadestown is like one of the next big musicals. Sean, just say Eurydice? Yes, that's what I said.
Well, it's it's one of them old words like calliope that people mess up all the time.
Calliope.
Yeah, calliope. Yeah. Anyways, so we're not any closer to a name.
No.
The three amigos talk about anything they want.
The stream.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, I mean, we've taken the easy way out, I feel. Not that it's inappropriate, but like we have Crusaders Weekly and Bushwhacker Weekly.
Weekly.
Yeah.
And we could do Idle Champions Weekly, but it just...
There's so much Idle Champions content that like just saying Idle Champions Weekly just seems weird.
The OG Idle Champions.
That's kind of it, right? Like we've reached a point where it needs its own real name. That's not the OG Idle Champions, because we have Champions of Lore, we have Improvised Champions, we have Bardic Inspiration, we have Garwar's Guide to Blank, as well as Garwar's Guides to Everything. We have Mars Guiding Hand. We have Griddle Champions. I mean, we got Champions stuff in it's coming out of our ears. It's all over the schedule. So we need a name. Yeah.
Well, what I guess what happens most on
last week's Champions today?
Idle Afternoon. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm standing by the OG Idle Champions live stream.
OG Idle Champions live stream. Yeah, I don't know.
Idle Champions Weekly, the ICW. Yeah, Baby Idle. Sounds like a fighting event. Yeah.
I mean, isn't it?
Get out with other content creators.
Isn't it? Well, no.
This is
we
not the
team
champion.
up with the content creators.
Yeah.
Idle Champions or chat. That'll narrow it down. Cool Shades. Yeah, we can call it Cool Shades.
Yeah. And I think that was the code for the giveaway.
Cool Shades?
Yeah, the raffle.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's one, yeah.
Yeah.
Idle Developments.
Yeah. Idle Gossip. Idle Musings.
Oh.
Idle Developments. Again.
It's hard coming up with a name.
Idle spoilers?
But the thing is like, we just spoil shit on every show.
What? You're not supposed to be doing that.
Especially not on the new player show.
Yeah. What is it? Are you cheating, Margaret? Are you cheating for content?
No, I just tell people things. This is why people don't tell me things, because they know I'll tell people things.
Yeah.
Blame Shawn hour. Josh, get out of here. Get out of here. Time you out next time.
Champion chat.
The one with the raffle.
Yeah.
The one with the raffle. Except that we're probably going to add raffles to maybe some of our other shows.
See, now Dylan with the spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Champion chat is nice and that's succinct.
Yeah.
That's getting there.
Like, Dylan gives Shawn more work by adding more raffles is a good name.
You don't. The mod does the raffles. What work are you doing?
Yeah, but I have to give them this stuff.
What? Oh, yeah, right. I guess that's true. Yeah. Well, you know, I forgot about that part. I'm like, it's not more work while you're on the show. It's the work at the end of the show.
And you get a thing, and you get a thing, and you.
Yeah. Everybody gets bees. Yeah. Worst comes to worst, you can call the show "Pancakes Are Tomorrow."
Yes. The name is sorry, it's Dylan.
Or surprise, it's Margaret.
Yeah. Or if the odd case the two of you can't come, it's like somehow it's Shawn. It just changes based on who's running the show.
Possible spoiler show.
Yeah. I kind of like calling it the C&E Tavern, calling it Idle Tavern.
Idle Tavern.
We generally use the tavern background for it, right?
Yeah. So the reason we don't is so the one of the more recent updates to XSplit changed. It created a driver issue with some of the video files.
Oh.
And I had to end up reprocessing some of the video clips, and I haven't done it to the Tavern one yet. But basically, it flickers now. And it flickers between colors, and it's not supposed to.
Oh.
It's not doing it for you right now because it's not going through XSplit. It's going through Zoom and then XSplit, so it's fine.
I gotta worry about tomorrow then.
Yeah.
I use the tavern background.
Yeah, and
use
it flickers.
Champions of Lore on.
Yeah, you can use the particle one that Champions of Lore uses.
All right.
Thursday's Tavern, Idle Tavern.
Tavern Talks.
Tavern Talks.
Sounds a lot like TED Talks or then.
Yeah, I know, and having worked on stuff like that, I shy away from it a bit. Yeah.
Ding dong, hello champs. Yes.
Ding dong, hello
Hello,
champions.
champs.
Talks Taverna.
Oh.
Well.
It's clever. It's clever. Yeah. I'm sure our friends would love that.
I might get an email. You never know.
Yeah.
3 idle
Let's see.
kobolds.
Is Shawn using the tavern background because he doesn't want us to see his messy bedroom?
I'm in the office.
Shawn is actually at the office. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are fewer people at the office now than there were last week, and
some of us haven't made it back to the office.
Yeah, that trend may continue. I actually ordered lighting for home because the lamps I'm using are not working. Like, I'm fighting with my cameras all the time, so I actually ordered some LED lighting to use here, since it looks like I'm going to be streaming from home for a while yet. So.
Is Shawn moved into the office? Yeah, getting close.
I mean, you do live close to the office.
I do live pretty close, yeah.
And the streaming closet is actually as big as a dorm room that I used to live in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You're like, this is tiny, and I'm like, no, this is about the size of my dorm room.
Yeah. Did you have like a hot plate and like a bunk bed in there, or what?
The bunk bed without the bottom bunk, so your dresser and stuff would go under it. Yeah. And it was my first year, and they made all first-year students get a pass to the cafeteria because they had, like, I can cook, but they had problems with people who would not eat properly and then get scurvy in their first year. So they just made it like a blanket policy that everyone has to, like, have a cafeteria pass to stay in the dorms.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
in this day and
People do not learn enough about how to keep themselves healthy in school before
No.
they move out. They just don't.
No.
It's not really covered.
Trigonometry is not going to help my food plant.
It's not like no offense to math and math teachers, because I like math and I actually quite liked my math teachers, but everything after like grade 4 or 5 is never used unless you pursue a career in like engineering or computer science or whatever, which obviously a lot of people we work with did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but other than that, like your taxes are never really that complex because it explains it to you, and everything else you just like you need your addition and subtraction for going to the store, and that's about it. Like, you know, so it's maybe replace the last 4 or 5 years of math in high school with
Just like lifestyle things.
yeah,
Mortgage calculations,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
But-
Yeah.
like math. The last math class you should take should be like, this is how to do your taxes, and they just like
Well-
teach you how to do it.
So no,
Yeah.
because it would be like sometimes it would be the students who like did a lot of math and did a lot of physics, but like never learned how to look after themselves, and like would live off of ramen, and that's how you get like
That's how you get scurvy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I had ramen for lunch today, but I also had like a really nice quinoa salad for dinner last night.
And it probably wasn't like sad ramen.
No, it was
Like,
sad
I know you
ramen.
can
I was in a rush
Oh,
because
okay.
one of my hard drives failed and I was trying to fix it.
Oh.
So I was eating at my desk and like trying to fix my computer before the stream today. So and then I ordered 2 solid state drives that are on sale off Amazon. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Personal accounting was a class where Garwar went. See, that makes sense. But yeah, a lot of math is not applicable. Sorry. You know, if you're going to be a carpenter or something, like trade skill math is a thing. I don't know. I just don't think we'd approach it right here. And teaching people to be healthy would be more important, because like
The school system could definitely use like a big rework.
Hey, not to play devil's advocate, but how much of this is on the school system versus parents for like making sure your child can survive when they leave?
Well, I suppose that's it to a degree. I remember there was an article, God, it was probably years ago now, because I remember it like it was recently, but it was probably many years ago. It was from somebody in admissions at like Harvard, and they were talking, people were asking them, it was a news article about like, what are the most important things a student can learn before going to Harvard? And all their advice was around how to take care of yourself as a human, like how to fill out your student loan paperwork, how to do your taxes, how to pay your bills, how to eat. Like, it was just all stuff like that. It was just only things about taking care of yourself. They're like, we'll cover the rest. This is what you should come here with. Because like, this is the stuff that students most often don't come here with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like really being suggestion for them to name it education reform with CNE games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Education reform. Forgotten unnamed show. If possible, I would love some alliteration. Just to make it Idle Ramblings could be the title of today's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Idle
Yeah.
Champions Deep Dive. Free Play Weekly. More critical thinking in school, less formulas. I think you mean fewer. Sorry. Anyways, Idle Idiots is alliterative. This is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is alliterative.
Yeah.
You asked for it.
But there's champion chat. Garwar, what's the name of yours again? It's Idle Chatter, right?
Yeah.
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 So not that one. Not going to use that one.
Yeah.
Because it's a
Which is
bad.
annoying.
Because it's already
It's a good
taken.
name.
Don't
Yeah.
pay the royalties for that one.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of chatting thing that we could use from the player's handbook? I'm going to pull up our spell lists.
Oh, probably.
Maybe there's a good name in here.
Like what? There's like what spells are there for that? Like sending. And
Well, like
message?
Mars's Guiding Hand is named after
Yeah.
Guiding Hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else? What else do we have?
Comprehend champions. Oh, that's good.
Comprehend Champions.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
Oh, yeah.
Magic
Full.
Mouth. Oh, that's so good. too.
Magic Mouth. Mad Wizard Tavern.
I do like Comprehend
Love
Champions, actually.
Comprehend Champions.
Yeah.
Familiar Friendly Tavern. Find Familiar. C&E's Champions. Idle Fireballs.
Fireballs, yeah.
Idle Idlers. We could just call it I Cast Fireball.
I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast fireball.
Yeah.
And this is why physics needs to remain on the curriculum.
That was a good Luke Gygax story too, where he was talking about his, like, he asked his dad what the area of the room was, but like not the height or something, and he's like, okay. He's like, well, the ceiling's low, so make a deck save. He's like, what? And I'm like, that's ruthless but hilarious. Yeah.
Idle Insiders.
Idle Insiders.
Insiders.
I like that, actually. Idle Insiders. I'm gonna write that one down too. I'm gonna put a poll at the end.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna, which is why Idle McIdleface is not gonna be on this poll, but other ones will be, and we'll see.
Idle McIdleface.
Melf and Tenzer's weekly spell update. I love the theme of that Starfish 711, but Melf is Luke's character, and Tenser is one of his friend's characters, and it's just call it lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. Timed out. Really mean when you use all caps, the our aggro mod bot will just take you down. Just so you know.
Idle Insight. It's not bad.
Idle Insight is also really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually might be my favorite one so far. That's the front runner. Tavern of Wild Offers.
Ooh.
I mean, we'd like it to be named after something that people like.
Oh.
Ouch. Don't let anyone else hear you say that.
Well, we get a lot of feedback about Wild Offers.
Yeah.
But still, they perform well.
They do, so, not that we can really reveal too much, but like, it is a system that has been iterated on a lot, that is very much built on algorithms that work well. So, not to say that we don't take your feedback to the team, because we do, but they work well. Yeah. Let's see. What else we got? I'm still leaning towards Idle Insight at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Idle Bro Champs.
Idle Bro Champs. Familiar Farm. Familiar Farm makes me think of Animal Farm, and it's not a reference I want.
So what are the top three you think we have right now?
All streamers are equal. Some are just more equal than others.
Yeah. Idle Tavern, Idle Insiders, and Idle Insight are the ones that I think. I think champion chat implies too much, like we're going to talk specifically about an individual champion or a balance around champions or whatever, and that's not that's not likely to be the context of the show very often. Idle Insight. Margaret is the boss of the C&E Weekly live stream.
Sometimes featuring Margaret.
Thanks, Jenny Cyril.
Hey, if you want to take over the show, I will go do other things.
I only usurp your place. I can't hold that throne.
No, I mean,
I guess.
Yeah.
I got 2 shows in a week.
Yeah.
I could have one.
That would mean I would have 2 shows in a week.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Every quarter we just swap the host.
Idle Thunderdome. 3 hosts enter, 1 host leave. Oh man.
Thursday.
For the worst one of the Mad Max films, it does have a lot of the most memorable parts in it. Yeah. Just ridiculous. A Tale of 2 spoilers.
Oh, and that means I have to restrict myself to only 2 spoilers a show?
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah. Master Blaster.
Oh.
Compendium of Champions.
Champions.
We needed a reason to write off our social hour. It's too long. The first Mad Max is the worst? I don't think so. Wins in T69. Now, granted, it is an entirely different kind of film than the subsequent ones, and I wouldn't say that it holds up as well. I think context matters a lot, but I will concede that it's probably the least watchable now, despite I wouldn't call it the worst one of them, if that makes sense. Fury Road is by far the best. Oh, agreed 100%. Yeah. So because no movies are coming out this year, I'm a part of a bunch of Facebook groups where we talk about movies and review movies and like nerd out with each other about movies and stuff. And no movies are coming out this year, so nobody sees anything. Like there was a tiny bit of conversation about Tenet where nobody agreed on whether or not they liked the movie, and which honestly says all you need to know about Tenet. But normally towards the end of the year, like people will post like these are the top 10 albums of the year, these are the top 10 films of the year, and they like making their case for each one. And because there isn't really anything coming out, I've been slowly writing a really long top 10 films of the last 10 years list. And then like top 10 films of the last 10 years, and then top 10 films for each genre. And I had Fury Road as my top film of the last 10 years. Because it's awesome. It's like having a heart attack for 2 hours.
That doesn't sound very relaxing.
It's not relaxing. It is amazing, but it is not a relaxing film. Yeah, it is just it is a relentless film that is essentially 3 chase sequences. Yeah, that take up the whole duration. But it's also one of those things where if they had actors that weren't as good as Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron and like the other ones that they have in the film, Nicholas Hoult, if they had lesser actors, you would have really noticed because they have to do a lot with very little dialogue. So the physical performances and their expressions and the way that they look at each other is the majority of the film. And Charlize kills it. She's amazing in it. So much so that the next Mad Max film isn't about Max.
Yeah.
So,
but then it also doesn't have Charlize in it, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they're going in the other direction, and I guess George Miller tested out as much as he could, trying to use technology to make Charlize Theron look like she's a teenager, basically.
Yeah.
And not being happy with the technology, so they cast Anna Taylor-Joy from Queen's Gambit. And and The Witch and a bunch of other films. So.
I've heard really good things about the Queen's Gambit.
Really good.
I haven't watched it
yet.
yet.
Really good.
Margaret, you got really dark.
There's a cloud.
I can't recommend Queen's Gambit enough, personally. I think it's phenomenal. It is the way that I wish novels were adopted. Adapted. Not adopted. Adapted. Because it's like 7 or 8 parts long, and it is the whole story. It's great. Oh. Yeah.
I started Mr. Robot over last weekend.
Oh yeah?
And that's been really good.
I watched the first season of that. It's a trip.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm into I think almost done season 2.
Okay. Yeah, you're further. Yeah. You're further than I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt very Fight Club to me.
Oh yeah. It got to a point where there's just no hacking. Like no one touched a computer in a while. I was like, what?
Yeah, but when there is hacking, it actually looks like hacking.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Not like they make a comment in one of the episodes about because they end up watching Hackers at one point, and they're like, not once have I ever had to fly through this machine to get to where I need to go.
Yeah, that was a conscious choice of the director of the film Hackers, though.
Yeah.
I've seen interviews with him during and after, and they're kind of he talked about how it was a very intentional choice to create its own unique visual identity for what hacking looked like, because he didn't want to be, first of all, actual hacking isn't as exciting, but then the other thing was he didn't want it to look accurate, and he didn't want it to age out of the movie. And so it's a little bit more timeless. I mean, it still doesn't really work, but it's a little bit more timeless because they went in a completely different direction, and they have their own just artistic way of doing it that has nothing to do with actual hacking. Yeah. Plus, looking back, the cast of it is actually surprisingly stacked given the career paths of everybody in it.
Yeah.
Like super young Angelina Jolie and Johnny Lee Miller when his career looked like it was going to explode, and then it did, but it went down instead of up. And like, obviously Matthew Lillard as serial killer and a bunch of other people. Good movie.
I want to watch that movie again now.
Yeah, you know what? I still love the soundtrack for that film. It's full of a whole bunch of 90s electronic music that I still love. Like everything from Orbital to... Yeah, there's tons of good stuff in it. I see somebody asking me about crawl nerfs. Can you confirm crawl nerfs soon? I can't. So what I said on Discord... So I did a shortened Q&A last Friday on Discord, because usually what happens when we do Extra Life is like we're in the office, we're all playing board games and video games, and people are screaming and calling each other fascists. And
that was so funny.
And at some point over the course of that evening, I usually sit down after a few pints and do a Q&A on the Discord and just answer questions. And so I did one in the Well of Spoilers on Discord on Friday while I was working instead, because one, I didn't want to spoil anything for people who are actually looking forward to things that are coming up, because I confirmed some stuff. And two, just to kind of do the Q&A that I usually do. And so I talked a bit about crawl, and I don't have anything specific to tell you except to say that we have a handful of champions who are very obvious outliers on the top end of the spectrum, like sticking out like a sore thumb compared to every other champion that's performing well. Yeah, like I said that it is safe to assume that Krull, Averin, and Zorbu will likely be tuned downwards at some point. So, yeah. When you do it in the well, those of us that never go there don't get to see in those dev conversations. Yeah, that's true. It was more that I was, at the time, I didn't want to, because I was confirming spoilers, I didn't want to... It was also not officially releasing information about those things, in that sense, if that makes sense. So I did it in the well just so that if somebody is looking forward to something coming up, then I wouldn't spoil it. That being said, everybody kept asking me champion balance questions that I can't answer anyways, because I'm not Justin, and also Justin was not accessible on Friday, so there's no way for me to get him to answer anything. So yeah, don't take away our ops. Well, it's great to be at the top, but it doesn't last forever.
Yeah, we'll get dethroned eventually.
Yeah. One way that
here's hoping next week that happens.
Now, Sean, don't be starting rumors. Don't be starting rumors.
Don't build up expectations that won't be met. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We'll start measuring things in milliliters of Margaret tears again.
Yeah. Yeah, Garwar's got it right there. Giant outliers shouldn't exist. Small variations are healthier. Yeah. I don't think that... Well, actually, no. If I dive too far in that direction, separating what my opinion of how things should be from how they will actually be approached it gets confusing. But can I confirm Krull's nerfs, or can I say what they're going to be or anything like that? No, it's just, I think you should expect that the champions that are performing radically higher than other ones are likely to get tuned downwards at some point. Yeah.
Cloud keeps coming back, Margaret.
Yeah, I'm actually really tempted to take my sunglasses off because I can't see. You guys can still see. I'm like, I should be listening.
What are you talking about?
I
I'm
wear
wearing
my
sunglasses
at night.
Sunglasses inside.
Everything's black and pixelated right now.
Yeah.
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 All right. I'll change it.
Okay.
To what do we got? Loading. No.
I liked the loading one.
Yeah.
Loading one's good.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Mustache would be good if I didn't already have.
Happy Sprout.
I'll just put my chef hat on. That's fine.
There's all kinds of options here. There we go.
That's cool.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
What are you talking? It's right there. You can see it.
Yeah.
Anyways, Enodetta is back with the question about being able to time gate golden epic chest packs. Still under discussion. Approved. Killed. I don't have anything to report on that. Like, that's one of those things where if there is news to report, it'll show up in patch notes or in some other thing. But it's, I'm glad that you're following up, but nothing to update. Do you ever get backlash from players who put real money into a champion and then that champion gets nerfed? I imagine.
Nerf at all?
Well, I'm trying to think of like the only one time that comes to mind is somebody put a whole bunch of money into Binwin before his rework, and that probably didn't feel great. But yeah,
was the rework better for Binwin or worse for him?
So the reason that all the money was probably invested was because there was an interaction there where he could like scale with extra attacks indefinitely. And so if you could put enough item levels into his item that gave him a chance of getting an extra attack at bonus damage, then it's, it got really ridiculous. Like it was, and so, he got adjusted so that didn't really work. But anyways, I imagine anytime you invest into something and it gets, perceivably nerfed. In the case of Binwin, it was more fixed than nerfed, I would argue, in that there was an interaction there that we knew was problematic. But we try to make sure that if we're going to do something like that, like we're going to retune something to remove an interaction or to make sure that it's more fair, that it's balanced out with the way that everything else is. We usually try to do those kinds of tunings along with soft cap increases and other things to kind of make it feel less significant, so that everything is kind of just like pulled more into a baseline that changes. So, yeah. Let's see. Janissero asked us about why the sunglasses. Because in Canada we wear our sunglasses at night.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's Canada, so it's dark at like 4.
Yeah, I mean it's already.
It gets dark so fast.
Yeah, it's already darkening down. Shawn, are you gonna go steal hamburgers now? Is that what this is for?
Maybe. I know the secrets in I worked there.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I worked there for like 5 years.
Oh man.
I did my time. Now it's my time to rob them.
When will we move forward with the game with bigger number limits? Game has been stuck like this for a long, long time. It hasn't been as long of a time as you're making it out to be, Make 543, because like in the summer when Modron Automation came out, it radically increased player power, and people were reaching much higher numbers than they were before, like much higher. So stuck like this for a long time, I feel like is a bit of a stretch. But that being said,
being like what, 6 months?
Not even. Yeah. Modron Automation came out mid-late summer. What was that? End of July? Yeah, it's November now.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was only a few months ago. I mean, don't get me wrong, it
2020?
feels longer. Everything in 2020 feels like it has taken longer, but it was just a little while ago. Yeah. Well, the reason the halo is so high up is probably because I'm wearing a hat, because this thing's tracking me. Because it tries to, like, if I move it down, it's doing its best.
2020 is 10 long years, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's been like the shortest year and the longest year at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gone by really quickly, but also has taken forever.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we are working on setting the game up for more bigger numbers. Numbers. I can't remember the exact limits that we're trying to set that we're implementing, but quads. That's what we're calling it these days.
Yeah, that's what the changes were called.
Yeah, quads. But as I understand, it's in progress. Yeah. Is it possible to make evergreen champions strong? One of them seems to be a core endgame champion. I mean, what do you mean? Like, I feel like Brunner and Celeste and Calliope and Tyrrell, like, a lot of our evergreens are profoundly powerful and heavily used.
Yeah. I mean, Tyrrell is like the best tank in the game.
Yeah, Tyrrell and Ayla are the best tanks.
Yeah.
For
Ashara's,
taking hits. Yeah. Ashara
Ashara's buff got, like,
is a competitive
top
DPS now.
Yeah.
Like, very competitive.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think the issues with our core champions or our evergreen champions are that, like, Delina doesn't work. Just doesn't work. And, you know.
I dumped like 1,000 epic contracts into her, got her up to her item level up to 5,000 each, and she still could barely pass 500.
You got her item levels to 5,000 each for Delina?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I wanted to see how good it would be. I just like devved in a bunch of stuff, and I was like, all right, let's go and to see how far I can get. And I did not get that far.
I mean, I think that says more about you. Like, so
I wanted to try.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah. I applaud your curiosity.
Yeah, Delina's biggest problem is that all the best buffing and champions and stuff like don't really work for her.
Yeah.
You know, because we've kind of designed a game where being at the very, very back of the formation doesn't really work for a DPS.
Yep. Except for if you're using Cridle, which
which you're not. You're not using Cridle.
It works well if you have a formation that works with Turiel.
Like, do we put together a Zed team and see how far we can get them to go? The Omega team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the reasons that Turiel was designed the way that they were was like, hopefully, like this makes back row or close to back row champions a little bit better, and it just hasn't really worked out that way. Yeah.
I want to see level 900 and 1,000 milestone on Reddit. I don't see any evergreen champions in the lineup.
Yeah, but you see people who bench swap characters.
Yeah,
like,
those ones are. They're
and I guarantee you, Lick It Tongue, that you see the outlier champions in those formations. That's the other part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people are swapping in for click debuffing. Because I think no regular party gets it just by fighting.
Yeah.
So that's like hot swapping actively the entire time.
Yeah.
We progress to active champions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No longer idle champions.
Yeah.
Are there any plans to balance Zorbu in any way related to his unavailability to new players? I mean, Zorbu is available to all players. You just open a time gate and pick him.
Yeah. It's not random anymore.
Yeah, it's. I feel like. I know it doesn't feel accessible because his event's not going to come around with him in it again. But you just open a time gate and grab Zorbu.
Yeah.
And like, let's say that you're a brand new player who doesn't have any patrons. A month in, you probably have enough. Well, maybe even a little more than a month in, you'll have enough time gate pieces to just open a time gate and go grab them.
Mm.
But if you get to patrons, like, you're getting 3 time gate pieces a week from patrons and 1 from the time gate drop system. So it does not take long to get 6. Yeah.
Yeah, you might even get lucky on your first free time gate too. You're the year 1 champion, right? So I might just say, hey, here's your Zorbu for your year 1 champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and now that the time gates are done to include a year 1 champion, as always as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
New buckets.
Oh, before I forget, so we can't really hear the music that's playing in the background right now, but I'm wondering how loud it is for the audience. Like, is it even present? Because the volume on is pretty low, which is intentional, so you can easily understand us, but I just want to make sure that maybe I should turn it up a bit.
Oh.
Okay.
Nope.
Nobody can hear it, yeah.
Okay. How about now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can hear it. Nobody. Oh, people can
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely? Okay. That's interesting, because I would have thought that would have been more audible for you.
Some people say barely, but some people are saying, or like Melanian saying, like, yes, it's nicely low.
I think Sasha's going to chime in.
Yeah.
The knowledge.
Oh!
Sasha, save us.
Oh, Sasha loves Headies Down. Oh. I didn't know he had... I missed that. Oh, no.
It's a good audio for him. Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm going to put it here.
Very background-ish.
Finish.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I find the problem is that when it gets to the point where it like sounds good for the audience, sometimes it's too loud for me, and I'm like, God damn it, because I find it distracting. Because I'm like trying to hear you, but also, went to a lot of metal shows, damaged my hearing quite a bit. So,
When do the hearing aids come in?
I don't know. At some point, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I wear earplugs when I go to stuff now, so I haven't damaged it further. So luckily, it isn't getting worse. But yeah, so take care of your ears, kids. Yeah. Did you guys get your 3 kobolds in a winter coat, hoodies and stuff?
I got my T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not yet. Shame.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
It's a hard choice between the hoodie or the T-shirt. That is.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the pullover hoodies. I prefer the zip-up ones. So.
I agree, but in this case, I'm like, I want that hoodie. I have a lot of T-shirts.
No,
so,
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a ton as well.
Yeah. Did I ever see Manowar live? No, I haven't seen Manowar live. Loudest show I ever saw was Ministry. Ministry is a very loud band, and holy hell. Actually, no. No, the loudest band I saw might have been Slayer, but I had earplugs in, so it didn't wreck my hearing the way that Ministry did. Slayer might have been the loudest. But yeah, Ministry, the Ministry show, that is the last show I went to where I'm like, afterwards I'm like, I'm only wearing earplugs from this on out, because like my ears rang for days.
Oh man. Were you up front or something, or?
That was back in the day when I used to actually mosh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore because I have a wrecked back and I don't want to get elbowed in the back by people, because that's what moshing is. It's just
elbows up and just.
Yeah, actually, no, Ministry. No, Ministry show at the Commodore. No, I didn't get in the mosh pit of that. I remember heading towards it, and then like these dudes carrying a bloody dude off, like, and both dudes were much larger than me, carrying a dude much larger than them off the mosh pit, and he was like bleeding everywhere, and I just stopped at the edge and like, this is too much for me, and I like backed up and like stood at the edge of the mosh pit and just watched it, because like Ministry, they put chain link fence up in front of their stage that people are like climbing and like trying to get at them, and they're just like, that was quite the show.
When I went
Slayer was loud too. Yeah,
I did Knot Fest twice, and every time I see people moshing, they're like, they don't like, it's not just like moving around pushing, it's like they're actually throwing fists. It's like that's not moshing. You're just punching people.
I mean, it's moshing at some shows, but that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Like pushing people around and just like going kind of crazy is part of moshing, but if your elbows are up or your fists are out, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
That being said, some shows you go to, you should expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, the more you know.
Besides, if you want to get to the front of the very front, you tend to have to go through the mosh pit. So it's like a little crucible to get up close enough to the front to actually, see things.
Prove that you are worthy.
Yeah.
The very first concert I went to actually was a Slipknot concert. I managed to get to the front without moshing. So I waited in line for like 5 hours.
You waited in line?
To get into the venue. To then.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you waited in line to get to the front? I'm like, that's not how that works at any show I've ever been to.
It was a very calm metal show, surprisingly.
There was a queue.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. I remember seeing Lamb of God, and they looked like a bunch of just like really chill, stoned hippies, except for the lead vocalist. The rest of them were like playing, and like they're playing Lamb of God, which is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And their vocalist is like blah, 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 like just like jumping around like a crazy person, but everybody else is just like, yeah, man, it's good, life's
Faces
good.
in his own little world,
Yeah.
It's always funny, especially when you see people who are like studio musicians who've been doing it their whole lives, and they just like they look like they're just kind of like off into their own wonderland, not really even paying attention.
Yeah.
It's a trip. And then Metallica was okay.
Yeah.
When are we getting those? We get those jerseys.
Yes.
The jerseys, yeah.
Oh, the jerseys, so good.
Oh.
Yeah.
This would be good.
Yeah.
They the design of it will be tricky getting the iris right for the front part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those are just a pain in the butt to get made. But contrary to how Adam was describing it, I think it's easier than that. It's been a while since I've had to work with a company to produce shirts or jerseys, but I think we could do it. Yeah. There won't be a whole bunch of color combinations for people, though. There will only be one type. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it will cost more if you want numbers and names on them. Like,
oh, totally.
It's a lot more. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like as somebody who used to be a Canucks fan, this kind of hurts me to say, but I'm pretty sure the Chicago Blackhawk away jersey is the right way to do it in terms of it's the blacks and reds in the right way to match the art that Luke did for the comic. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think we'll do it. Yeah, the jerseys. I mean, Eric wants to do it, so
yeah.
You know, but it'll probably be like if we want to make like 50 jerseys, it's probably going to cost like $2,000. So we'll see. Somebody asked,
budget, please.
Yeah,
Alexis and I always had the dream of like getting Idle Champions dresses that were like polka dot, except for instead of polka dots, they were iris.
Oh, that would be so cool.
It's like we realized that it's like incredibly niche, but they would be awesome. We could do them on like dresses or like dress shirts. Not that we ever wear dress shirts. Yeah, not that we ever wear dress shirts in the office, but
yeah.
Well, you can probably get that made as fabric pretty easily. Like if you made a pattern out of it, then
yeah, we can just do it that way. But
I guess we'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there a Bardic Inspiration playlist on Apple or Spotify? There is not. No. None of the music has been studio produced, so the only versions of them that exist publicly are the ones that are in the Twitch highlights. Yeah. Can we hide the game's bottom UI for viewing pleasure? We don't have anything that allows you to do that, and that bottom part covers up the fact that there's nothing more below that. Like,
I feel like the bottom UI is pretty important too. To like,
yeah, never mind how important it is. There's nothing there. The foreground, background, like none of those elements continue past the where the UI is. So,
God, I imagine just getting a ticket like I can't find my champions, they're gone. Like, you lower your bottom UI.
I like how the first thing you think of is like, oh, can you imagine the ticket I'd get?
It really is. Every time like we're doing this new thing, I'm like, all right, what kind of tickets am I gonna get? Like,
yeah. I see somebody asked a little while ago if there's official Idle Champions merch. So there has been for a while. For Fans by Fans has some things. They have whoops.
He's breaking everything.
Mouse pads. They have mouse pads and they have T-shirts. I don't think there's anything else.
Don't we have a command for that? Actually, is it just like exclamation mark merch?
What's that? Sorry?
Don't we have a command for that in a?
I can't remember.
Probably did. No, it's not merge. I could have sworn there was a link for it in a Nightfly, but oh no, it did come up. Hey,
there it is. Yeah.
I don't know if that was a command or just a nicely timed one by.
But there are not like hockey jerseys or anything else. Like the merch is pretty limited. It's the limited run that For Fans by Fans did, and I have no idea if it's sold out or what the status is of that. Alrighty, so Starfish 711. I am seeing stability issues on my laptop that I don't see with my desktop. No error messages. It just closes. Happens constantly. Anything I can do to track it so that I can submit a ticket to Shawn?
Are you using Penelope? That's my number one question.
Is Penelope crashing laptops?
Yeah, well, not crashing laptops. Penelope is has some memory leaks, some pretty bad ones. So, so we know, and it's getting fixed, kind of thing, or about to get fixed. So if you're using Penelope, get her out of there for now. As much as we love her, Oh, no Penelope. Oh, that's even worse. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess it just mark me who's in your party, what you're doing. Yeah, it's Esmeralda too, I guess. Well, not as bad from what I can tell, from what I've heard.
Huh.
Yeah, it's the life.
You sound so resigned, Shawn.
I'm just used to it, that's all.
Let's see. Torontonian asked if there's any chances of the songs from Bardic Inspiration getting studio produced with the full band. Maybe. That's really... So studio production for music is really expensive. Like, that would cost a whole bunch of money. You know? And I don't know that there's a business case to do it. It would have to be something that we did because we wanted to. And so, I don't know. Maybe. If there's a ton of demand for it, it's possible. But certainly, and like, there isn't a chance that every single song we've made on Bardic Inspiration will get produced. There's no way.
At least Brimstone Angels. That's all I care for.
Yeah, that's all you care for? I don't know. I like the Strahd one. Drop of Time. That one turned out really good. A few of them turned out really good. The Penelope one turned out really good. Yeah. Let's see. Shards of Titan soundtrack release? ? It'll never happen. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Shards.
Sorry. Yeah, that's actually a question that I asked our owners, and they're like, no. So, the only way you can enjoy this...
No. I asked David, and he said, yeah, sure.
What? When did he change? Yeah. When did he change his mind?
When I was on stream when you had your flu shot.
Oh, okay. That explains why I didn't know.
He's popping on Spotify. You're good to go.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I could probably put it on Spotify. I'll tell you what. I'll make an asterisk here. So for the like three
that
people
from,
who
never gonna happen to like that
maybe. Was the last answer he gave me. Yeah.
Margaret rolls 20 on a bluff. Bluff check.
Anyways, I'll follow up on it. I don't know, but
persuasion.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a very long soundtrack.
You really just loop a very small section for the entire stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we only use like half a dozen tracks from it on stream.
Yeah, I use the main theme for the waiting screen, and then like one of the ambient-y background ones, like the forest one, the snow one, the autumn one.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two others for the background during the stream, and that's it. Yeah. Because like the dungeon music and the battle music and all that stuff are like very obviously dungeon and battle music that would not be relaxing to have in the background at all.
Yeah.
It's like how to pique your anxiety while streaming.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my friends actually is I have a bunch of friends who are musicians, but one of them makes like this really, really strange music is the best way I can describe it right now, because I can't really describe it. But he sent me some songs.
Is there like a genre?
No.
No.
He sent me some songs recently, and he's like, "What do you think?" And like, I didn't listen to them right away, and then when I eventually did, and I like listened to it, and I listened to like 6 maybe songs on just kind of looping for like an hour or two, and afterwards I'm like, I have a lot more anxiety now than I did when I started listening to that music.
Oh, no.
It just kind of like made me feel a little more on edge the whole time. So I've been trying to find the way to tactfully tell him that. I'm like, your music stressed me out. It's something that's bad. It just stressed me out. Yeah.
Oh, Axis is here.
Hi, Axis.
Hi.
Yeah. I don't think we got any hints for the hidden code. No, no explicit hints, but the hints are there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the Golden Epic tomorrow? Shawn,
that's my
what is...
job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? Sorry, can't do that. There is a Griddle Champions tomorrow, so...
Yeah. When I heard you give I think you did it last week, and I was like, he took my job.
No, it's because there was no Griddle Champions last week.
I know.
Or the week before.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, come on, man.
Food poisoning, man. I'm sorry.
I prepped so many images that didn't get used.
Yeah. Okay, tomorrow's is good. Tomorrow's is going to be great.
Yes.
I hope so.
Got some good ones lined up for tomorrow.
Got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Let's see. I'm a newish player, but I've heard the Shard soundtrack question at least a dozen times, and I've seen people ask on Garwar's show. Definitely a popular wishlist item. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
I think for the company, because Shards is a game that didn't succeed, right? Like, it lasted a while and then it just kind of
Petered out.
died. Well, I think fewer than half of games you make as an indie company succeed. So, it was one of the ones that didn't work. It's too bad. There's some cool posters of it around the office, though. How do I get Sean's cool video chat background for work meetings in D&D? That's what somebody asked. I don't think we've released the animated tavern background.
No, it's the fire on right now. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've released the still tavern background through Michelle released it through her Twitter. And considering how infrequently Michelle posts, I bet if you went to it, it would be the most recent post, even though it's from like 2 or 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's Art of Michelle is what she is on Twitter. Yep. Tweets and replies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a couple from this year.
Media.
Yeah, you guys go to the media page and just. Oh, she did. Her guess for Inktober from 2018. April 20th, 2018. Hey.
Oh, her fantasy art, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there it is. April 18th. So here we go.
April 20th.
Here's a tweet from, April 20th, 2018.
Yeah.
I'll just post it in chat, but with context.
Context.
There we go.
Yeah, she did a really good job on the tavern.
Yep.
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
So the short list of names is basically they all say idle, except it's Tavern, Insiders, and Insight, and I'm leaning towards Insight out of those. But do we have any other takers?
I like Insight.
You like Insight, Sean?
Yeah.
What were they again? Sorry, tavern.
Idle Tavern, Idle Insiders, and Idle Insight.
I like the tavern one, but it only works if you're actually using the tavern background.
Yeah, I don't use it anymore.
Yeah, so
Oh.
yeah, I like Idle Insight. Yeah.
Idle Insight. Okay. So I'll collect a few more names here, and I'm going to put up the poll just to see what everybody says and see how much they troll us. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to put these three in it. All right.
Idle Insiders is Kid Like 101's favorite. Insight from Idle Insiders.
What? No. Alrighty, manage poll. No, that's not what I'm trying to click. Here we go. New poll.
Oh, okay. So from Dave, the Shard soundtrack was composed by Alec Harrison at 6 Degrees Studio in Alberta. We would need their permission to release it, but I guess we could act them nicely given the timeline if they would be okay with it. However, we can't promise 100%. They might say no. Thanks.
Oh, there you go.
So maybe. Those things.
Let's see. Bum 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 bum. Idle Insight and
Music,
Hindsight.
yeah.
Iris Idle Insight. Oh man, you guys are killing me. Fear the Old Blood. Alrighty. How about a 5-minute long poll, just to make things confusing? No bits or channel points for voting, though.
Yeah, no, I have too many channel points to jump into things.
Yeah.
So do our viewers.
Yep.
They certainly have more than we do.
How much do you guys have?
Almost 27,000.
I spent a whole bunch the other day. Hold on a second. Let me double check. I am down to 16,500 on mine.
I have 60,000.
Yeah. When I allowed people to vote with points during one of the Vardic Inspiration streams, I also did, and I made it 1,000 points a vote, which was actually too low.
Gar was at 155,000.
Well, somebody spent like 35,000 just themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. The one time I spent channel points, though, it's like unlock the emotes for like Ding Dong and Hello Shawn.
Yeah, until they got it so that C&E employees were set to auto subscribe, not enter on credit cards.
Yeah, but it was just for you two.
You don't have it?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to Clive. Talk to Clive.
I think I was streaming when Clive like renewed the two of your guys, like gifted you guys subscriptions, and I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks, Clive." Like, I guess I'll sit here, not subscribed.
Alrighty.
No.
The poll is live.
What was that?
The poll is launched.
Yeah. Now this poll in no way represents a legal commitment.
What do we want?
I'm just very curious how everybody feels about the different names that we kind of sitting with.
Make this animation live.
Yeah. The problem is I do like Idle Tavern, but if you're not using the tavern background, then it just makes no sense.
I didn't put hashtag blame Shawn as one of the options.
That would have
What
been
about
100%.
hashtag blessed?
You know what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to go into the Nightbot settings and change that to one of the words that gets you auto-muted. So when people type it in, boom.
Blessed. Blessed.
Yeah.
Oh, Idle Insight.
Yeah.
With the 12 vote lead.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyways, if you want to participate, this is your opportunity.
Me.
Our options are Idle Tavern, Idle Insiders, Idle Insight, and Idle Champions Chat, which is a distant last.
Yeah. Like the Leomun's tiny streaming room. Yeah.
Yeah. Dylan, why don't you like Gar? Hey, I like Garwar quite a lot. Garwar's awesome.
But now I'm just hashtag blessed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Insight's too high of a bar. We should do insiders to get spoilers every week.
I'd say it's... we have different areas of expertise.
What, the fact that you spoil and the other two do it?
Okay, you guys say that you guys don't spoil. You guys both spoil things.
I spoil things I'm allowed to spoil.
Yeah, likewise. People
I guess you do have a bit more insight into being the whole marketing team, and I'm just the only support. Give me info to give out.
And the flip side, people are like, "Has this been fixed?" And I'm like, "I have no idea, Shawn. Has this been fixed?"
Then I go, "I don't know."
I do find because now that Shawn does both Griddle Champions and the Tuesday Q&A, and then I do this show and Margaret does a Wednesday show, that like it's not one person doing all the Q&As and all the shows anymore, so our answers are a little less consistent because we're all in slightly different loops for what we know now, which is a little weird, but
it's like what we know and what we're like what we can perceive to actually say out loud. People, right?
Yeah.
If there was one thing you could change about the streams we have, how they're run or anything like that, what do you think you would change?
If I could change one thing?
Yeah. Like what do you think is the biggest thing that needs to be like changed or updated or fixed, or you would go back and change?
Go back and change.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of the growing pains are inevitable in that the only person who's gone to school to do things like broadcasting in our company, I think, is me.
Yeah.
And so if I go back in time, I would drag you guys to broadcasting school.
Totally.
No. I mean, so like we do a bunch of different things, right? Our shows are pretty distinctly different. The types of conversations that we have and the way that we talk to people are different. I think, like, I'm not unhappy with all the shows that we have, and I think that the ways that they're different are actually really important.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure offhand what I would change.
For our stream, for like all the streams of the week and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would change. I think, if it were in my power to do it, I would probably get higher quality camera and lighting equipment to everybody at their homes, so that, we can do this easier. I'm not calling you out right now because it's dark, Margaret. Like, look how yellow my lighting is. It's because I have an incandescent bulb here, and I tried to accommodate for it, but I also have yellow paint on the walls that makes it worse.
Streaming from your local McDonald's. It's Dylan.
Yeah, right. Hey, yeah, I actually ordered some lighting on online to
Nice.
for my home space, because these lamps are not cutting it.
Yeah.
I work in my basement, and I don't like my overhead light.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing that the channel needs is just more emotes.
Oh yeah. I have a couple lists of updates for our Discord, updates for our Twitch, and a few other things that I think would be relevant to all of our shows and content, and are like kind of more of a focus for me, at least right now, than what we normally. Yeah, because I'm not unhappy with the number and variety of shows that we have. And I'm excited because we have more coming next year. That I can't in any way start to talk about because they're so far away.
Yeah.
But we will give you reasons to be excited about them, I think.
I mean, we're turning into a regular production company at this point.
A little bit, yeah. We're a little bit of a Twitch streaming studio. Even all the stuff we got from like Extra Life that David was picking up, that was coming every day. Well, David's an Extra Life enthusiast. He picks up a lot of stuff for it every year.
Oh God!
In 2017, Extra Life streaming production was significantly different than 2018, which was significantly different than 2019, and 2020 was shaping up to be pretty darn significant too. Like
we had some pretty good stuff here.
Yeah,
some of the new lighting that he picked up was like
very nice.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. And, it's something that David likes to do, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Oh, the whole, what can you change? What would you want to update or change about the streams? Yeah,
I think, things like emotes and, like, better Twitch integration. I actually am not unhappy with Twitch drops. I just think we dropped the wrong things. I think things that you can only exclusively get that one time in a Twitch drop is a lot less palatable than like if it was another chest, and so, but so I think that it's a really good way to engage with somebody who's watching a show, just like the polls, and. It's just that we did Barovian Witch Birdsong that way for the first time. That's why it was not, very well received, in my opinion. So I think we could do better, cooler stuff there. We can, and, there's a whole rabbit hole of stuff in that direction that is totally under NDA, more or less, that won't get into now. And then also our Discord. I love our Discord, but it could use some really cool quality of life stuff, and we have some stuff planned, and we'll see.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. So
yeah,
I agree with what OG17 was saying there for the Twitch drops. Like it sucks because you have to be watching the stream for it to actually get it. So if you're in Europe or even on the eastern side of the continent, like it makes it difficult depending on where you are, right? So,
and I think
if it was just a gold chest though, then rather than exclusive skin.
So it didn't work because the system wasn't working. It didn't work because it was something that was very exclusive and very desired, and too narrow of a slice of our players had access to it, which nobody likes missing out in that way because it doesn't feel like you have an opportunity to participate. But we have 11 shows now. If every show did that drop at least once, you have a lot of opportunity to get it. So it's different, But I think we can take it a step further and
go even further beyond.
I think we can do drops that are a lot more interesting. So I don't know. We'll see. What I'm saying is we got a lot of feedback about Twitch drops last time around. A lot of it was very valid feedback. We've learned a lot of lessons from it.
So many tickets.
There were many vials of Margaret tears.
Yeah, but that isn't to say that it's gone forever. It may make a return at some point because I think the system and the idea of it are very cool, and there's opportunity there. We just need to leverage it better.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me would be like knowing that when I worked here, I would start streaming, rather than like, hey, you want to do a stream? Sure. And then like the next week, all of a sudden, like I'm on it. Like,
yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Dude, I thought I was only going to take over when Dylan was sick.
Yeah.
Not like
I saw a couple of weeks of just like, hey, you're in charge of the stream and welcome to the company.
My first week ended in Extra Life.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, that was pretty great actually.
Yeah.
This is like I could tell that it was overwhelming at the time.
My first PAX ended with it started with a 3-hour drive through Texas.
Oh yeah, that was your first event. Yeah.
Man, let's not talk about
that was a good story to hear about
cons
after the fact because cons, there's always something that goes wrong, and there's always some sort of crucible you go through with it. And like PAX, our first PAX East was like we had to rebuild the entire booth by scratch because everything of ours did not show up in Boston. Period.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we spent 2 days going to Staples and not Staples, Target. That's the word I'm looking for. Target and what was the other place? And just like our first time, I got more than like 26,000 steps just in Target that morning. That's how much time we spent there getting like 4 full shopping carts or 3 full shopping carts worth of stuff because we had to buy a new TV and stand, we had to get new chairs, we had to get like everything. And then like at the same time that was happening, Corey from Toonhound, who is awesome, Corey Cassoni, shout out, was haggling with a bunch of different printers in Boston to emergency print foam core signage again, and he just happened to still have the files on his laptop, so he could give them the actual like Photoshop files and stuff to print them. But like it cost money to get that, all of this was because like one of our crates got lost somewhere in Middle America, and then eventually made its way back to the Portland warehouse, but like never made it to Boston at all. And like so it was it sucked. And it was an awful thing. And then we're doing the event, and then we realized like Utilikilts is like nothing of theirs showed up. Period. Because this was when there was a whole bunch of flooding in the Midwest, and like it diverted tons of like trains and other stuff. So it just like it screwed things up. And so like all that was pretty interesting. And then then I had a horrible allergic reaction on the way back. But so that sucked. But then you guys one-upped us with with PAX South. It's like, oh, well, your booth will show up, but it's broken. and like,
sleep deprived.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you'll be able to fly there in 4 parts over 2 days, like, it's just like, oh, man. Yeah.
God. Or like, my first solo Reddit Q&A was the one where Krull was broken.
Like original broken?
Original broken.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the game. Here's a broken champion.
I'm we're fixing it. They're like, how? When? I don't know.
Just we're fixing it.
That's good. It was good. Yeah. Trial by fire for the win.
I don't think I got trial by fire too bad in the first like couple months.
No, you're just on fire all the time because you answer the tickets.
Yeah, it's a constant state, really.
Yeah, being on fire is a state of being.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest ones was when like Mojang was coming out,
Right.
But I would consistently have like 200 tickets a day. Like
Yep.
no matter what I did to bring it down, next day I'd be back to where I was plus an extra 30. And it was
Yeah.
just like a constant like. Then David would jump in. We'd like smash them down, and the next day be back to exactly where I was beforehand.
Yeah. You seem pretty tired those weeks.
I was exhausted, and like that's what we started. And we all started working from home too, and just my work from home situation is not the best. It's just I don't feel productive there.
Yeah.
So like as hard as I can push myself, like the girlfriend walks in, asks me questions. Cats are like roaming around my desk, and I'm throwing them off every 5 minutes. Like trying to like, no, I need you to like not be on the desk anymore so I can type.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was brutal.
I spent years doing contract work from home before I worked at Codename, so it's just kind of like resettling back into that routine.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. So I don't have a hard time being productive at home, but there's the added part where like it is also very easy to get distracted at home. It's not very easy to get distracted in the office, but at home it's like I look around, I'm like, oh man, I got so much shit to do.
Yeah. Especially when you have a baby at home too. That's a whole other layer of distraction.
That part's actually not that hard.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean it's there, it's present, but I don't find that. I actually kind of find that to be nice because as a new parent, being at the office all day and being away from my baby is not as much fun as I can take my break and I can go over there like after she's finished her nap or whatever and play for a couple minutes before I get back to work. So I just spend my breaks doing that. Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
Awesome.
It's an unusual silver lining right here, right now. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, and then the Moreau's music kicks in a notch for a second there.
Yeah.
It's kind of
sad. I know. I can't hear it. I have the stream muted because
because you don't like echoes.
I don't like echoes, and I find listening to or watching recordings of myself deeply unsettling. So
Agreed.
Yeah.
100% agreed. When I read to do call reviews in my previous job, it was like I don't want to hear myself. Just you listen to it. Tell me what I could do better. It's that simple.
Or like, give me a transcript. Please don't make me listen to myself.
Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. What are you guys and gal, what are you two looking forward to over the next few weeks that you can spoil?
Cool.
But we're getting towards the end of 2020 here. There's only going to be a few more episodes.
Yeah. See, the problem is I don't know what I can and can't spoil. I know a lot of things. So
2 things that I'm really looking forward to that I can't spoil. 3 things that I'm looking forward to that I can't spoil, and then those are all next year. And then there's a thing at the end of the year that I'm looking forward to that I won't spoil.
Yeah. I'm looking forward. Cause I am looking forward to next week. New champion. Give me great.
That'd be great.
And I'm actually really excited for the last champion of the year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that one's gonna be really cool.
I haven't actually looked at the design for that one yet.
I looked at it a bit.
Yeah.
Actually, during the Q&A, so I confirmed who during the spoilers Q&A last week, I confirmed who the next champion is, but we didn't announce it because that's what you get to do tomorrow on your show.
That's why I didn't say that.
Not that'll be after the announcement from the creator.
Yeah. But the last champion of the year, I said is is a character that Mark Muir has played, which doesn't really narrow it down because if you look at his history with D&D, he's played a lot of characters in a bunch of games and on shows.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I think next week's is going to be awesome. You know, I know that reception to our Year 4 champions to date has not been as high as we would like. I think in this case we're gonna to make up for that, we're this one will definitely be strong, but also happens to be coming with a couple other changes to other characters. So it should be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's gonna be good. I watched the development of Beside Me, because the dev who's working on it is the one who sits beside me. So we were like sharing insight back and forth, which was nice.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I helped with the initial design pass because whenever we do calls with creators, I'm like Clive and sometimes Margaret and I are usually in them we're going to cover all the marketing beats with whoever it is afterwards. But while I'm sitting there, I just kind of like listen to how they play, and I just kind of rough out ideas for what their design could be like, just to give to Chris and Justin that will maybe save them some work down the road.
Yeah.
And the next character's abilities, much of it is stuff that I came up with in that first pass.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm very, very curious to see how it works. Because it seemed like a good idea.
It's interesting for sure. I think it works pretty well.
Yeah, I will wait and see. I'm excited, and I'm really excited for the next couple comics. The comic after the next one, especially, because I had a really good time chatting with Luke about it, and I talked to Chris Dupuis, our live services manager for Idle Champions. He, in addition to planning out all the content for the game and planning out DLC and writing adventures and like all the stuff that he does, he used to work at Wizards of the Coast, and he actually used to be one of the people at D&D that we talked to each week about the development of Idle Champions, got approvals from, that kind of stuff. It was him and another man, John File, who now works at Paizo.
Strange.
I mean, I'm happy that he's employed. He's a good dude. I really like him. He's just a really nice man to chat with. Anyways, Chris is awesome too. But I'm constantly doing a back and forth with Chris about things like our comics and some of our other stuff, because I'm like, if we do this, will Wizards get mad at us? Because he should know. It was his job at one point.
Yeah. Chris has a good insight on that stuff.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons he works for us and with us. That's the exact thing that we wanted. And the comic that we were aiming for coming out, maybe today or tomorrow. And it might not happen in time because of Thanksgiving and Luke's busy, and but it's looking good. Actually, let me double check. Let's see. Looks like he sent me a list of a couple changes that have to happen to that comic in order for it to get released tomorrow. So hopefully I can get back in touch with Luke again. But the one after it, I had a long dialogue with Chris about, like, can we do this at the very end? Like, question mark. And he, even though he's not working today, he's like, amazing idea. Everything you described should work and be amazing. I'm like, yes.
Ooh, nice.
So I think it's one of the cooler ideas we have done. And so that one will be out next week, assuming it comes out exactly on time. And yeah. I don't think it'll just make us happy. I think it's going to make some other people very happy too.
The comics are actually so good.
Ninehammer's asking, where do you find the comics? They're always released through our social media. We will be uploading them to our website shortly when Margaret has time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've updated part of the media page on the Idle Champions website to be able to
I think you get posted in the Discord as well, in the arts, one of the art channels.
Some of our players repost. I think Quick Mithril is usually the one who reposts it in the artist channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of them. Sometimes I'm surprised at how well they land. Like the 3 kobolds in a trench coat one, I'm like, this seems like a good idea, and I talked to Luke about it, and he did it, and people loved it.
Yeah,
it's because people love three kobolds in a trench coat.
They do.
Whereas the other one, the last one where it was Zorbu, like they're all wearing their jerseys and they come off the field, and like I thought I was making a pretty clever meta commentary on the fact that like Delina, Krond, and Kreidel are all bench warmers, sitting there not playing, and then Zorbu is surprising them by coming to the bench, talking about how the new girl's getting a shot, and implying that players are trying out Penelope. But also that he's tired because he gets played so much. And anyways, I'm like, this one will land well, and it's kind of like not much of a response. Like, I guess not.
I think the response, people like, Idle Champions jerseys? Huh?
Yeah, that was the response. I'm like, well, yeah, the jerseys are awesome, but like, come on.
But
well,
the joke is right there.
This joke is good.
Well, with our players, but 3 Cobalt in a trench coat lands well with everyone, whether or not they play Idle Champions.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, hey, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Lauren's here.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Anyways, those wondering about it, the latest Idle Champions comic by Luke. Yeah. Actually, the Idle Champions comic hashtag should be able to find all of them because we've used it for all of them. Why would anybody else be using it? Yeah, and then of course. Plus, I liked your comment, Margaret. The deep down, we're all just three kobolds in a trench coat. That made me chuckle. Yeah, super good. Let's see. Are there plans for more physical goods? Do you have the license to create things from the game besides the stuff currently in the 4 Fans by Fans store? We do not. We are a digital licensee of D&D. We have a license to make a video game. The physical stuff is outside of our purview. Whereas 4 Fans by Fans and some other retailers are all physical licensees. So, which isn't to say that we can't plan more physical goods or don't plan more physical goods, but our ability to act on that is limited. So, yeah. Lauren, did I have in time for Luke McKay appreciation time? Coincidentally, yes. Yeah, we just happened to be talking about the comic and some of our plans, and yeah. Also, Lauren, you can tell Luke that I have a couple other nitpicky things to send him about today's the last version of the comic to get it finished. But I will be sending that after the stream.
I like that idea of what Star Chaser 43 said, a fan art of Margaret, Shawn, and Dylan in a trench coat.
But I'm already tall.
I'm 4 inches taller than national average for women.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What is the national average for height?
5'4".
5'4"? Oh.
For women, yeah.
Are people short on the East Coast or something? I don't understand.
Yeah. For Canadian women, I don't know.
That means either we're the same height or you're an inch taller than I am, Margaret. I'm not that tall.
I think we're similar heights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you feel better. I was taller before I broke my back.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Well, you need a straight spine to be taller. not a fractured, curved one. So. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a fun time.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and it's still extremely painful. Yeah. But it is what it is. That's why I have a special chair. Yeah. Anywho.
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions? Dylan, would you say that C&E has enough streams now?
Never.
It really depends. I think that... So, like, first and foremost, one of the things that's important to us is creating maintaining a healthy community for our players. And as long as our players are interested in different content that we make, we will continue to do it. So I don't think there's I'm not sure that there is really much of an, upper limit on how many shows you can potentially have. But I think there probably is an upper limit on how many shows you can have before it's taking up too much of your resources relative to the fact that we are a video game company that makes video games. And, so, right now we're at 11 shows. I think it's a good number. The only day we don't broadcast anything is on Sunday. We have 2 shows every day except for Saturday. We just have the one. I think we're at a pretty good number right now. I think we safely have capacity for 1 or 2 more if we want. But you know, it is a lot of resources. So we'll see. In my mind, you know, the shows will rotate and take breaks, and some will go away and come back and that kind of stuff. And I think that long term, what will start to happen is like we'll come up with a new show that we do for 10 episodes or 20 episodes, and then it'll take a few months off or longer and come back, or, you know, depending on lots of things like scheduling and availability. But I've never envisioned all of our shows as forever shows where each one we start lasts forever.
Is this your nice way?
Except for the OG Idle Champions livestream.
I think you mean Idle Insight, Margaret.
Oh, I think this is Dylan's nice way of saying he's cutting our shows.
No, your shows are. People are still watching your shows. Yeah.
You hear that? You guys are keeping my job. Please watch the Girl Champions tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, I might at some point actually put together a poll to see which shows, not to rank our shows, but like to see what people like about different shows. So, yeah. But it's an interesting thing, and it's also I did not get into marketing to be a live streamer, just like Margaret didn't get into marketing to be a live streamer, and Shawn didn't get into QA to be a live streamer. You know, it's we're evolving and adapting to a very dynamic and changing environment when it comes to remote work and video games and streaming and all that stuff. So it's kind of it's something that we're getting used to. You know, I noticed that somebody asked about whether or not we could consider doing shows better suited to other time zones. I'm like, yeah, that is something that's on our minds. You know,
who's doing the late night streams?
Who's doing? Well, I don't know that we need to necessarily do them. Like, maybe we will. Maybe we will have shows that like actually broadcast during that time. It's important to me that anytime we broadcast live, we have moderators.
Yes.
You know, and Lauren, I got into live streaming to be a D&D community manager. Apparently, yeah. I mean, well, it is what it is. Things happen. I think that, you know, we can better serve other time zones by just setting up our broadcasts so that we have rebroadcast content. Because I think a lot of our shows, I think some of them would be very well suited to broadcast more than once of the same episode in a week, for people to have another opportunity to view it. So, yeah. You know, would we consider doing shows better suited to other time zones? Yes, that is on our mind. It's one of the reasons why we have morning shows and afternoon shows. Because the other challenge is, because we want to make sure that we have moderator support and we have people in the office in case, we tend to do them during our business hours. But that might not necessarily always be the case. Obviously, there's a show on Saturday. It's not during our business hours, but we do pay a moderator to be there. Do you have ideas on streams that could showcase the gameplay in more compelling ways, or perhaps new and different game modes that stream well? Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like, our game is not a flashy, high energy, you know, your attention needs to be 100% on what's going on screen type of game.
It's no Genshin Impact, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. You know, our game is very cerebral, and it's very much about meta and strategy, which is why, you know, a lot of our content, especially the stuff that that Garwar does, and that Margaret does, and that Mars does, is stuff that talks very much about gameplay and getting into the gameplay and the strategy and formations and like all these different actions. Because like we firmly believe that our game is one that is a, on the surface, pretty simple game to understand in terms of formation strategy, but is a very deep game with a lot of elements to it, and you know, is much more difficult to master. So our content leans towards that kind of thing. And then when we're not doing that, we make entertainment. So, you know, Bardic Inspiration is just entertainment. Champions of Lore is entertainment. You know, Improvised Champions is entertainment. You know, so.
All right, you Lilo Griddle Champions. That's fine. I get it.
Well, Griddle Champions.
Griddle Champions is art.
It's a very interesting combination. It's entertainment, it's art, but it's also QA.
Yeah.
QA.
It's
just give me everything.
It's our weekly Critical Role review / art show.
Don't even say that word right now, because no Critical Role this week.
There's no Critical Role this week?
No, it's Thanksgiving, dude. Yeah, they're off.
Oh, right.
Right.
Although they're pre-recorded, so who am I to judge? But next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean. You can talk about Critical Role merch? I don't know.
They're coming out way too fast.
Well, yeah. I mean, they sold a TV show to Amazon. Did you just spill a drink on my streaming? No, I'm kidding.
No. The chair popped back, and I was like, oh. Almost died. Yeah.
It's funny because the tower in front of you is turned to the side, and if you kicked forward, you would shatter the tempered glass into the machine.
Oh, no.
So don't do that, please.
Yeah. I tell you, I can tuck my feet underneath it. So, like underneath the actual
I can just picture it from here. You like everything going and like the camera pointing up at the ceiling and like lights falling down and then it just goes out.
He's dead.
Sean.
Yeah.
They come out with merch they've been coming out with merch so fast that I'm just like it's one, and they're very much like if you don't buy it when it comes out, you can no longer buy it.
Well, their critters are a pretty ravenous fan base for their content and for their stuff. So as long as that continues to be a thing, they're going to keep coming out with lots of merch. It's Critical Role has grown a lot in the last couple of years.
I almost bought all the pops. I don't like pop figures, but I like the Critical Role one, so it was close. But then because I didn't buy them, they're now sold out completely.
I don't like them, so I didn't get any of those. But I do love my gelatinous cube Funko Pop.
Oh yeah,
and
and
I have a Minsk and Boo one coming.
Oh nice.
Someday.
I have the gelatinous cube because of the whole gelatinous cube debacle, but then my husband promptly stole it. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, he stole it or swallowed it?
He stole it.
Okay, I heard swallowed it for some reason. I was like, oh my god. That thing
No.
He's like, mine! Like chomps down on the plastic and just eats it.
My husband did not eat my gelatinous cube.
That's not safe, that's acid.
It is not minty fresh.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ended up finding the Critical Role Vex on a broom at just like a shop in the mall here, like right across from us.
Oh.
That Nevada, when I got off work, she just texted me. She's like, meet me at the mall. I was like, oh, okay. And she power walked in the store. She's like, you got $45? I was like, yeah. She's like, great. Put on her own 45. We bought the pop. Like,
oh yeah. Wait, how much was it?
I think it was $90.
$90 for a Funko Pop?
I think it was. Well, it's one
what?
of those, it was the exclusive one.
What?
Yeah. I think so. I think it was either 90 or 70 or something like that.
Canadian, folks. Reminding people it's Canadian.
Yeah.
Still.
Oh.
Oh man. I thought Funko Pops were like $20.
I mean, the common ones are, yeah. But because this one was like the exclusive summer convention one, there's like the limited amount. So.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's selling for $40 US right now on Amazon. I think it was 70 though.
I'm pretty sure the Minsk one I bought was like $20.
Yeah. Yeah, the common ones are. Yeah. Like all the other Critical Role ones are like $10 each.
Are you calling mints common?
Yes.
Boo has opinions on this.
Yeah.
A Boo Funko will be rare. But a Minsk
Boo is no plead.
Oh man. Huh. I wouldn't have thought that $90 Funko.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I might just be exaggerating the $90, but I feel like I remember it being like we split the price in half. So it's either 35 or 45 each.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. So what you're saying is,
I hope you guys never break up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
you know what? Just twist the head off it and take it with you.
Oh, no. Yeah. That would be like the division of items. At this point in life would be like I wouldn't have couches or a bed. I should have a bed, but they wouldn't have TVs. Or it would just be weird.
Yeah. Garwar says, "Go for the wallet, Boo."
No. Supply got a Funko Pop for 300 once.
Wait, what?
Which one was it?
What was it?
One of like the big ones though.
Big ones? I thought they were all supposed to be the same size.
No, there are some special ones. I've seen a little bit of Subway's collection. They have a decent collection of Funko Pops.
Yeah, but why would I don't understand? Like, I mean, obviously it's a rarity thing, but like, which one?
Yeah.
Winona Earp
Winona
limited to 1,000. Like Winona Earp, the Canadian TV show that's on like the Sci-Fi Channel. That one,
Yeah, looks like it.
the one where McMurray's wife plays Winona Earp, which has always weirded me out. Sorry, guys, if anybody watches Letterkenny, you'll get that. Huh. Cool. Good for them.
Which one is it? Because like the one I just googled was like $30. Like, hope you didn't get scammed on that one.
I feel like if you're that deep into collecting Funko Pops, you know which ones are valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funko gets like all the licenses that make the stuff.
Yeah, that's actually its own very impressive thing. The
Yeah.
Mandalorian is $65. Oh god, I'm so hyped for tomorrow's Mandalorian. Oh god. I'd forgotten that it was
Freddy
coming.
Funko is the most rare. 1,500.
What?
God.
Huh. Oh, the $30 one is the Chase one. The San Diego Comic-Con limited edition one was a lot.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it goes. I've heard that the Gelatinous Cube one was like a con special edition for whenever it came out earlier this year or last year.
That never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Is-
Freddy Funko one is now estimated 1860.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, collectibles are collectibles.
God dang.
Still, that's interesting. Emerald City Comic Con.
Yep. It didn't happen.
Interesting. Master Burglar, they better have an extra long Mandalorian episode tomorrow. Last one was short. The spoiler was that it was an hour-long episode written and directed by Dave Filoni. And if you know what that means, it tells you everything you need to know about the next episode that's coming. And if you don't know what that means, it's not going to take away from your entertainment of the episode or anything like that. But the second season of The Mandalorian is tying in characters and themes from, you know, the Star Wars Rebels and the Star Wars Clone Wars TV shows that Dave Filoni wrote, directed, and created. And it's awesome. It's super, super awesome.
I need to watch The Mandalorian still.
Yeah, I mean, you
Baby
don't have
Yoda
to.
show? You haven't been watching the Baby Yoda show?
I have not been watching the Baby Yoda show.
Oh man, it's aside from Rogue One, it's the best Star Wars that Disney has done. Yeah, it's super good.
Yeah.
But there's a lot riding on how well the next episode lands.
Uh-oh.
But I mean, there's no reason to think that it won't land well. They've been doing such a killer job so far, right? Like all the things that they reference, all the background stuff, all the information. Like it's they're really, really doing a good job. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Yes. Much excite. Yeah. Anyways, it's 2:54. So I think now is a time, Margaret and Shawn, I think now is the time to start wrapping things up. So that's our show for Thursday, November 26th, 2020.
Thank you so much for joining us today and for participating in the Idle Champions and Dungeons & Dragons communities. You're all awesome. We love you so much for hanging out with us throughout the week, all week.
This show exists because of a number of amazing people behind the scenes, including our producer and moderator, Sasha, today, our executive producer, Erica, and of course, Dylan, and our partners at Dungeons & Dragons.
And finally, thanks to Margaret and Shawn for joining me today. Take care, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow with Idle Champions.
Yes.
I'm just gonna
not
go.
scripted.
Yeah, I don't got any.
Last.
Yeah, no mutes. I'm just gonna go right to the outro.
We're at the moods?
Yeah,
that's
yeah, we
spooky.
could.
Oh.
Well, no, we can talk over it. And I don't know if you noticed, but it says special thanks to Margaret and Shawn and unfortunate karaoke.
No, please,
Oh.
God.
No, it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. It's happening.
I'm keep hyping it until it happens.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Um,
Sasha thing.
Part of me just kind of wish like we just did it on the Friday and like just get it over with, rather than like the lingering thought of karaoke just sitting there. It's like, hey, you have a mic now.
Yeah.
Add 'em every day.
Having
Free bird, free
video evidence of us breaking regulations is a bad plan.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Stressing you out a bit.
Bad plan.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, it will happen. It's gonna happen. I have a plan. I have a plan to make it happen. Anyways.
Thank you for your patience with us, just Sasha. Just saying.
Yeah.
And everyone.
Sasha, I miss
Thanks,
you.
Sasha.
We miss Sasha.
Thanks, Sasha.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.